Northern Congo, home to some of the world's most pristine rainforests. It's teeming with wildlife, some under serious threat from extinction, like gorillas and forest elephants. And it's been the hunting ground for tribes here for generations. This is the town of Wesso, on the border of 6 of the rainforest's national parks, a busy trading post for meat that comes from the forest known as bushmeat. Wow. Do you know where they get the meat from? There you go, forest meat. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Gazelle. Oh, look at that. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Excuse me. Sanj. It's a monkey. Is this popular? Do many people come to buy the monkey from you? 3 or 4 per day. Wow. I can't imagine eating monkey, but the species on display here and all the other bushmeat is perfectly legal. But you know, the real problem in this area is actually the poaching of the endangered species in the rainforest. You know, animals like the elephant and the gorilla, their populations have been decimated. And I guess that's why the government in the Congo are trying to create more and more protected areas. I'm heading to one of them. It's an area the government has earmarked for a new national park called Masakja, and it's already patrolled by what are known as eco-guards. Yeah, we are well within the proximity of the park, the protected area here. So, you know, poachers obviously operate around there, and these eco-wardens are here to protect the park from all of that. This is a promotional video by the World Wildlife Fund. The eco-guards work for the government but receive some finance from the WWF. The video portrays the eco-guards as an unarmed force facing heavily armed poachers. Protecting the elephant is one of the WWF's main causes, and it has a fight on its hands. Thanks to poaching gangs, including Chinese syndicates, the elephant population here has plummeted by 60% in the last 10 years. It's not long before we see signs of them. There it is, big elephant poo, loads of it. I've never been so happy to see so much crap. This perfectly tarmacked road is being built, I'm told, with the help of Chinese logging companies. It's provided easy access for business and locals, but also a speedy getaway for the poachers. We're outside of the boundary for the new proposed park, 1,400 square kilometers of forest that will be off limits for 8,000 tribespeople. Now I'm going to meet a tribe of people called the Baka, and the Baka have lived in these forests for generations. And what I want to know is if their lives are going to change once all of that happens. Mikosi is from the Baka, one of the very few of his tribe to be educated. He lives in a small town called Sembe. He's brought me here because he's worried. Ah, hello, bonjour.
Oui, ça va bien.
Ah, Mikosi, can you tell me about the issues that the village people and the Baka are facing in this area?
Ona makamona bapo bayeba pe badroit na bango po bayeba pe oyo bakomi na baloa na bango koloba ke batikolia lisusu na zamba batiko fantu na zamba.
So how are they affected by these laws? Mikosi takes me to one of the villages on the edge of the forest. Clearing the path. My dad had one of those. So all our neighbours had a fly mow, and my dad just brought out this machete in East London. Celeste is the village chief. He urges the tribe to tell me how the eco-guards treat them. Have many of your people here had problems with the eco-guards?
Sano. What on a grimace in it too? Nyei bangwala te kwa imana parce que wa souffrir pour rien. Oh.
Eventually, they begin to talk to me.
Namanga toshe yi. Nango tinango to buni. Jusqu'à pem na bango na be petit quand na biso na bango.
Why are the eco guards attacking your people? Why are they beating the men and women from your village?
Namona ka ba kuga ba puse ba biso comme biso ba mona biso ba mbenga. Kama ba primas na biso.
The WWF, who part-fund the Eco Guards, later told us that respect for human rights is at the core of their mission, and they have stringent policies designed to ensure their partners are safeguarding the rights of indigenous people. But the Baka, who prefer their tribal name to being called pygmies, feel they're being targeted by the Eco Guards. But why? Hunting for them isn't a sport, it's their very survival. They say nowadays they only hunt outside of the proposed park site, but that's made getting enough food even harder. The Baka admits some of their tribesmen used to kill elephants before it was outlawed, and some locals have quietly told me that others still work for poachers, tracking endangered species for the syndicates. But these guys hunt animals that can be legally killed, like antelope and some monkeys. Even though they're outside of the national park zone, they say the eco guards don't care. Just carrying a rifle makes them a target.
Na minuto na mondokio ngana simio pase iloko wa entedina bango ifo na kima nangu.
The forest may be teeming with wildlife, but not the parts these guys now use. And bushmeat is their main source of protein. After 5 hours, they've seen no animals. All they've found is a giant snail, a tiny snack to show for hours of work, trekking through thick, humid jungle. There's no local shop here. If they fail to catch anything, the whole village goes without meat. For dinner tonight, it's cassava leaves and bananas. The next morning, Makosi wants me to meet a family he says has been devastated after an encounter with the eco guards. We're heading to a village now where I've heard there's a woman who's had a very bad experience with the eco guards. This is Melon and her husband Itome. They're both from the Baka tribe. To make a living, they trap animals for a family from a more powerful tribe called the Bakwele. Melon is quiet and withdrawn, and I soon learn why. She recently buried her father. She takes me to his grave as she explains how a year ago he was at home when the eco guards came to arrest him. He and 3 other men were convicted of killing an elephant. The villagers say none of them even owned a rifle. Why do you think the eco guards made this accusation? He spent 6 months in prison where he was sexually assaulted by other inmates. He died 3 days after his release. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Have you made a complaint to anybody? Have you spoken to any of the authorities about what happened to your father? I don't know if her father was guilty, but I can see his death has left these people terrified of the eco-guards. Nobody deserves that. And if this is all about protecting the rainforest, then I don't know, something has gone wrong here. Something has gone very, very badly wrong. The more I talk to the Baka, the more I realise theirs is a very different world. They don't have money. They don't speak out for their rights. They're seen as the lowest class of tribes in the area, and they don't think their voice will be heard. Etome and Melon claim the Bekwele, the more powerful tribe, often boss them around. And according to them, many of the eco-guards come from that tribe. Makosi thinks it's time to fight back. For the past month, he's been urging Melon to go to the police to make a complaint against the eco-guards for arresting her father and against the prison for not stopping the abuse. To me, Makosi straddles the forest and the modern world. He can see the Baka deserve better. The next morning, we decide to pay the eco-guards a visit at their outpost in the town of Sembe. So we just arrived at the headquarters of the eco-guards. These guys are supposed to be here to protect the forest, especially now it's going to be turned into a park. But there have been a lot of allegations about them, about stuff that they've done that have affected the villagers and affected the Baka people. I'm going to put some questions to them now. Hopefully, they're in. We find just admin staff who tell us the eco-guards are out on patrol. Parlez anglais? We call the commanding officer's number, but there's no answer. I really need to speak to someone in charge because in the short space of time that we've been here, there's been some serious allegations made about the eco-guards, which for me is extremely shocking, especially as the eco-guards are supported by WWF, who not only protect wildlife all over the world, but they also claim that they protect the rights of indigenous people. It's not until later that we catch a glimpse of how these guards operate. They still won't talk to us as they prepare to go out on patrol, but it's clear they're heavily armed. I can see why the Baka are so intimidated. They look more like soldiers than the unarmed wardens featured in the WWF film. Bonjour. I'd seen the tribesmen come back from their hunt with nothing. Today, it's the women's turn, and they're fishing Baka style. They dam sections of the river close to the village. Once the dams are built, they sweep out the water. It's hours of back-breaking work. The fish seem pretty elusive, but if they don't catch any, it'll be another hungry night for the villagers. They manage to land some fish and find shrimp and crabs in the roots of the trees. It's not a huge catch, but the villagers will eat tonight. We leave the women and head closer to the proposed park's boundary. I want to find out what other options they have if hunting's off limits. We are
deep in the forest, and we're heading to a village that is so remote. The only way you can get to it is on this dusty, muddy road.
There's no way my chair can navigate the dense forest, but it's in there where I'll find the forest people's most reliable food source.
Here goes. I'm off to the bush. Oh my days. This is proper forest.
These plantations harvest banana, cassava and cacao nut, crops that help keep people here alive. But even this is under threat, and by the very animals that the eco guards are protecting.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Ils sont en train de piétiner.
Wow. So these are footprints of the elephants. So the animals that they were talking about were elephants that come in and destroy their plantation.
This plot belongs to Joseph. 2 acres of it have been destroyed.
Dangwana naiko laksabino siko baiko lia après 3 jours sila.
Jusqu'ici là. C'est lui qui a détruit ici là, jusque là-bas.
I'm starting to see that these guys have a totally different view of elephants than many of us in the West. Here, they're a pest and a danger.
Gasuko sutoko obomenyamawa oke baloko parce que bazale protéger. Parce que nyama aleke moto de na kata valeur.
To me, it looks like the creation of these parks is all about the animals. I'm sure the WWF's intentions are good, but who's standing up for the people who are running out of options?
You know what? Life here is just super tough, but it just kind of makes me think, you know, if I was here with a family and I had to feed them and there was no shops nearby to go to and you're surrounded by this forest, I mean, what do you do?
Driving back, we come across a hunter who's actually caught something and managed to give the eco guards the slip.
Is this animal protected?
But he says the eco guards will still take them off him.
Even though they're not protected, why would the guards take them off you? Bonjour.
We leave the hunter with his bushmeat to take a breather at the nearest village and have a chat with the chief.
Bonjour. What's going to happen to your village if this whole forest becomes a protected park?
Ndio si okoti zamba tokomi deja biso tokomi deja na bomo pona okota zamba.
Then the atmosphere changes. I soon learn why.
To our left, the guy there is the eco guard, and he's just come to listen to what these guys are saying.
The eco guard is out of uniform because he's off duty. I don't want to make life difficult for the villagers, so I change the subject.
Tell me about fishing and how you fish.
Bon, pona makambo ya pêche wana avant to bana pêche.
Je voulais seulement donner l'exemple. Il faut le bango tenga un exemple pour na ituka baboya parce que tususu. Ba kuma ko beta ba kisi wana ba kuma yana ba damsha na ba produit privé ba sangsana ngo fone kuna bambisi.
Off camera, he's telling the villagers what to say, so I try to talk to him.
Has he gone? He's not, doesn't he want to?
The eco guard's not keen to appear on camera.
See, we're in this little catch-22 situation where we want to speak to the locals about the forest and the impacts that the national park is having on them, but we've got an eco guard who's watching these guys, intimidating them, and they're afraid to talk. So there he is, he's left.
Every time I start to talk to the villagers, he comes back.
Are you worried about talking or saying anything about the forest whilst he's here?
He talk later.
Yeah, he's here. He's here now. Also awkward. I mean, I'm none the wiser, but the guy's just behind us and he's continually just surveilling what we're doing. Yeah, and it's making everything really, really difficult here. None of these guys will tell us anything whilst he's around. This is the closest I've come to seeing for myself how the eco guards behave. Looking at the villagers, I get the sense that they've given up trying to fight back. But it's hard to see how they can live like this for much longer. Makosi wants them to start speaking up for themselves. He tries one more time to convince Melon to make a complaint about her father's death after 6 months in prison. He's gutted that she doesn't have the nerve to speak out. It's heartbreaking to see a tribe that belongs in this rainforest under threat. The WWF told us they've now launched an independent investigation into all allegations made against the eco guards in the Congo. They say if they uncover any breach of their policies, they'll take swift action. Before I leave, the Baka boys want to show me that the forest also has treats. I've never done this before. In a pickup truck full of Baka tribesmen on our way to collect some honey. Might pick up some milk and some bread on the way, yeah? Là-bas? This tree. Okay. We're getting the knock on the van, which means the honey's over here. This I'd like to see. How important do you think the Baka people are to the rainforest?
Baka se blakande na zamba. Parce que zamba eza na ye ya mobimba ya vi na ye.
As the rainforest becomes more and more off limits to the Baka, this is a moment of rare joy. Fresh honey.
Thanks for watching. Click the logo to subscribe for more award-winning documentaries from the Unreported World team. We upload videos every Sunday, keeping you up to date with content from all over the world.